him to guide us through the stillness block. Thank you.
Oh, I'll just say good day, or it might be evening. So anyway, welcome to everybody. In these sessions, I start by talking or sharing some ideas about stillness. You can't really think your way to stillness, but I talk about it or around it. And then I invite you to join me in a little bit of a stillness practice. Today, I decided I would read a little excerpt from my book, Pathways to Stillness, and it's from chapter 25, which is about awakening stillness or unexpected stillness. So it's a little story that I think will elucidate some of the effectiveness of stillness practice. And it's also about narrative care. So these are terms that we have talked about in other sessions as well. So you can follow that up, or of course you can follow it up with my book as well. So I'd just like to read this a little bit. I've been teaching a seated Tai Chi program for over 20 years in several retirement residences. In all my classes, I attempt to create an atmosphere of non-judgmental acceptance and silence, conditions that allow for stillness to emerge. One of my classes is composed mostly of residents who are physically challenged, but they do very well following the movements. There are several staff members chronologically younger than the residents who attend every class. A particular participant, Joyce, which is not her real name, has special abilities and usually shadows another staff member in her daily work activities. About 4 years ago, she began attending the class. Although she attended regularly, accompanied by another staff member, she would not look directly at me, preferring to sit in the back of the class behind all the other participants. She did not perform any movements. After some time, I would hear her humming to the soft music I always play in the session. I began saying hello to her when she arrived at the class. There was no response. Then one day I said hi, and she said hi back to me. For me, this was a big deal. It meant that a connection happened. As more time passed, Joyce began attending on her own and performing many of the movements. Then about a year ago, a wonderful thing happened. At the end of the class, we always perform a move called wave hands like clouds, which we will do in a few minutes. I started to announce this move, and Joyce said, wave hands like clouds. For her to feel comfortable enough to participate in this way brought tears to my eyes. This has now developed into a ritual where I point to Joyce and she announces the move. There's one more step in this story. At the end of a number of weekly sessions at Christmas and Easter, I ask for hugs from everyone who is willing to do that. Joyce looks deeply into my eyes and gives me a big hug. Stillness works. So now I'm going to move my chair back a little bit and invite you to join me in a couple of stillness movements. Okay. So this is, as I mentioned, is a seated version of Tai Chi practice. You can also do these movements standing up with a little more instruction.
Gary, could you move the top of your screen down just a little bit? Just pull it from the top down. Yeah, like that. Perfect. Yeah.
Thank you. So, yeah, as I mentioned, you can do these movements from a standing position as well, but we're going to do them from a seated position, which is part of the program that I designed. So just with your hands comfortably on your thighs, we'll start with a little breathing. So just put your thumb over your navel and then the other hand on top of that. And what you're doing here is just following your breath in and following it out, trying to picture the breath coming in from below the navel. So as you breathe in, gently press under, draw your breath up, and as you breathe out, allow your tummy to relax. We're used to breathing up in this area or even here when we're under stress. In stillness practice, all the stillness practices that I'm aware of, you're trying to drop your breathing down to what they call in Tai Chi, the Tan Tien, or the center. Okay, so just following your breath in and out. And then consciously draw your breath in from below the navel. Comfortable deep breath. And allow your breath to go out. Relax your stomach as you breathe out. Just following your own breath and at your own time for a few breaths. You can have your eyes closed if you like. And you can do a little bit of what's called a body scan here, but we'll just do one part of it. From here, you can first put your hands back on your thighs or your knees. And then picture your breath going up into your forehead and around your eyes. Put your breath in and your awareness around your forehead and your eyes. Just relaxing all the nerves and muscles, place where most of us take a lot of tension. Okay. We call this in Tai Chi the Wu Chi move, which is kind of moving without moving. The idea is that you relax and your chi will start flowing in your body. So you're really not moving, but there is movement taking place. And now we'll go to a couple of movements where we're moving, but we're trying to move with that same feeling of relaxed energy or peacefulness. So just turn your palms out, turn them up, and take a nice deep breath. Relax your shoulders and take a nice deep breath up to shoulder height. Turn over, float back down as you breathe out. Again, nice deep breath. Turn over, float back down. And always keep your elbows a little bit soft. Turn over and down. We're gently trying to coordinate the in-breath with your arms coming up and the out-breath with your arms floating down. Okay, so do your best with that. If you want to move your arms slower and you need to take an extra breath, just do that. Down, a couple more. Palms up. Another little pointer is try to feel like you're in water when you float down. So there's a little resistance in the air. And one more time. In and float back down. Okay, good. And then in between the movements, we sometimes do nothing. Just relax or follow your breath. Okay, let's try one called the finger curl. So your palms are up again. And with this one, start with your little finger, curl your fingers, the wrists, flip over, and push back out with the palms of your hands. Again, try to keep the elbows soft a bit and raise the palms of your hand. And then go back up to the top. Nice graceful move. Little finger, curling, wrists, flip over, push back out, and then back to the top. Now there's always breathing in these movements, so try to breathe as you're coming in and breathe out as you're pushing forward. And then back up, breathing in, fold the fingers, wrists, elbows, push. Yeah. Back up, in, push back out with your palms, and back up. A couple more, in, nice breath, push. Again, same idea, trying to coordinate the breathing with the movement, but also work with your own body. And push out. Yeah. Good. Let's try one more, which is the one I mentioned before called wave hands like a cloud. So it starts like the first one we did, the wave, or the second one, the wave, it's like the wave movement. Nice breath, up and down. This time, as you come down, cross your palms, open, load up, just in front of your body here. Try not to go out too far in here. Turn back over, float back down. We're going to do this 3 times. Cross, palms up, load up. Nice and light and soft. We'll say that's 3. So here we go. The 4th one. Take a nice breath. And let your arms float back down to the side. Let's try that again. Nice breath up, down. Here you don't have to worry about your breathing till the end. Cross, palms up, load up. Cross, palms up. Nice, light and soft. And a nice breath down to the side. Let's do that one more time. And I won't say anything this time. We'll just do it silently. And a nice breath. And down to the side. Very good. So the more you do these movements, the more you relax. Of course, when you're first learning something, it's hard to relax. My Tai Chi teacher used to tell us to relax, and you feel like saying, well, I don't know how to do it yet, so it's really hard to relax. But as you perform the movements more often, you do get very much more and more relaxed about it, where you really don't need to think very much about what you're doing. Your arms and hands will just move naturally. And the other point about this is that when you're combining the breathing with the movement, you're gradually bringing yourself to the present moment. And the present moment is where stillness resides. It doesn't reside in the past or the future. It resides in the present. So thank you very much. And I'll turn it over to Bill Cook.